What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You know what? The Republican Party is so dumb. They're so weak. It burns me up right now. I'm so mad. I'm madder than Chuck D. I can't even do Chuck because I'm madder than Chuck. My anger goes beyond Chuck D at this point. I knew that the Democrats knew that they didn't have enough substantial evidence or credible person within Dr. Ford to where they could stop the nomination. So they were prolonging for a reason, y'all. I knew that. I knew they were saying, you know what, if we could just go and dig up and conjure up one more accuser, whether it's true or not. And see, here's the problem with this whole thing, that they need to shut it down. If the Republicans had any guts, what they should have done is did the vote last week on the scheduled date and say, you know what, this is a bunch of shenanigans. You guys held on to information, came out with the information at the last second after all the hearings were over, knowing that the information could not be corroborated, have no facts, no details. Everything seems flimsy. Everything seems like it just dropped out of the sky at the last minute. And this is a go-to that the Democrats have been using forever. I don't even know why the Republicans couldn't see it and didn't say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and call their card, okay? I know we might take a hit from some of the liberals, and they're going to say, you guys are insensitive to hold the vote, not knowing if all of these accusations were true. Well, you know what? We didn't have time to go through all of that because the Democrats held on to the information for a couple weeks, almost 2 or 3 months. And we could have went through all of that. But they held on to the information. She held on to this information. She decided to give this information to the Democrats at the last second. They decided to drop it out and use it as a political football. And so we're not going to play these games. We're not going to encourage negative behavior because that's what the Republicans do because they're too sorry. They're too weak. They're too afraid of looking like, oh, we're insensitive. They're going to paint Republicans that way anyway. Once a person realizes how they can manipulate you, they will do it until the cows come home. The Democrats are that party that if they find out a weakness, they will keep sticking their finger in your wound. They will keep rubbing salt in it every time because they know, oh, that's where I can hurt this person. They don't care. They have no respect, no honor, no dignity, nothing. Everything revolves around winning. Everything revolves around power with the Democrats. So for them to stoop so low and to go and drag somebody up out of nowhere, not caring whether this was the last minute, not caring whether the person's telling the truth or not, because see, that's not the goal and objective. The goal is just to prolong the whole program. It's to push it back. It's to create doubt, suspicion, and have people in the public's eyes saying, oh, well, something must be up with this guy. Then to throw out threats like, you know what? Even if he gets in, we're going to go ahead and launch an investigation later anyway, once we retain the House. You know, if they were smart, what they would do, they would say, you know what? We trying to lay low and win back the House and in the Senate perhaps, but attacking the Supreme Court justice that's being nominated and coming up with these type of shenanigans, if you ever wanted to unite and ignite the Republican or the conservative base, this is the way to do it. Right now, I'm upset. I'm almost ready to go door to door. Like, hey, man, I'm going to drag you out so we can go down and vote these bums out of office on November 18th. Because that's exactly what they are. You mean to tell me another person out of nowhere decided, oh, I'm going to come out and say something too. When they were pushing this whole hearing back and this questioning back with Dr. Ford, all they were doing was saying, okay, we got to think fast. We got to come up with something. Right now, that's all we got. So I need our little group of people who that's what they do. They specialize in creating all of these type of scenarios. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they pay these people. I don't know if they go ahead and say, you know what, put an ad out. Who would like to go ahead and make false claims? And then we'll maybe drop you a couple hundred later or 200 or whatever. Maybe you might get a book deal out of it. But you cannot tell me that out of nowhere, this second person just falls out of the sky and says, oh yeah, by the way, in college one time, he was drunk and he exposed himself to me. He put his thing in my face and made me touch it. Really? So what did he do? Did he grab your hand and make you touch it? Or did you just feel obligated to touch it because it was there? Where was everybody else? Nobody else was around to see this. Hey, Brett, dude, what are you doing? You can't pull your penis out in front of the crowd. Or was this another scenario where it was just you and him? Where nobody can make any type of, legitimate claims that it happened. Everybody just comes out to he say, she say. That's what the Democrats want. They want to create doubt and suspicion, enough of it to where they can say, well, this just isn't an isolated incident. There's more than one person. Look at all of these these victims that are now coming out. I don't believe it. I hate to say it. You can call me insensitive. You can say whatever, but let me tell you something about the Democrats. The moment that they see a social issue that they can take advantage of, they will use anything to win. They are complete, dirty, nasty street fighters. If y'all get in the ring and you say, here's the rules, no biting, that's what they'll do. No eye gouging, no kicking in the testicles, bink. Every single thing that you say, you shouldn't do that in an honorable fight. They're nasty, dirty street fighters. They will do it every single time. So that's why the Republicans should have just said, no, we're not prolonging nothing. The vote was supposed to be on Thursday. Y'all came out of nowhere with this garbage, and we're not going to let this ruin a man's life and enable you guys and give you this victory again, because guess what's going to happen? Every single time they don't get their way, it's going to go through a pattern. First things first, everybody's going to die. If this person or this happens or this bill is passed or whatever, people are going to die. If that doesn't work, the whole bill, the person or whoever, they're racist. They're racist. They hate you. They hate you. And they shouldn't be nominated, or they shouldn't be whatever. This bill shouldn't be passed because it's a racist bill or whatever. And then finally, when it comes down to men, the go-to is always going to be, oh, sexual harassment. Me too. Because see, we don't have to prove nothing with that. All we got to do is just keep that in the cycle, the news cycle, for a couple weeks to drag this out so the vote don't go through, or we can get to the election and see what happens. That's their goal and objective. I don't know why the Republicans did not see this. I don't know why the Republicans didn't just say, you know what, let's go ahead, have the vote before any of this stuff even gets out there, and give them a chance to go to the second playbook, which is go digging around and see who would be willing to come out and make some garbage accusations out of nowhere. So you're telling me then that in college, all these years ago, he did this in front of who? Just you or a group of people? Nobody said nothing. Nobody saw nothing. Okay. And you just felt like, oh, I got to touch it. And then didn't go out and tell nobody. I guess you just kept mum's the word this whole time. And out of nowhere, your feelings just rose up all of a sudden. I hate to be crass, but I wonder if you go back through these people's past who's making these accusations, I wonder how many parties they were at, might have been drunk, probably did worse than that. Probably was like at, some strippers or something at the party, and oh gosh, touch it whenever they wanted to, how, looked at stuff, said stuff, I guarantee you, if you go back through some of these accusations, the two people who made these accusations, I wonder how loose they were in college. I wonder if we went through their past, could we find out that they were a little loose, had some fun time too? But when, unfortunately, it appears that, a guy or something was flirting or too crass or got too close, because see, these aren't accusations where like this man grabbed me while I was walking down an alley, pulled me in, knocked me out, threw me on the ground and tried to rape me. These are like the soft, ones that they can't say, well, we can't go too hard on the accusation, but we can get them on the suggestion of him wanting to go a little too far, doing some suspicious type of activities. Yeah. So I bet you if we go down their past, talk to some people who observed them at some parties, you'll probably find stuff in their past that you can say, you know what, you weren't so innocent. I remember you got drunk, you were on the table, and you were swinging your skirt back and forth, and you had, I bet you there's some things that people could say, well, you know what, you weren't such a little angel yourself. But now all of a sudden, I'm the innocent victim. I wasn't doing nothing. I was at a party with a bathed in suit, a bikini, and I was underage, 15, drinking drunk. Came there by myself, left by myself, and I don't even know how I got there. I don't even know what happened during that time. I shouldn't even been there, but I was drinking, and all of a sudden, this guy out of nowhere, stranger, just came in, grabbed me, threw me in the room, jumped on top of me. He would have raped me perhaps, but not all the way, because I don't know what could have happened. His friend jumped on me and then pulled us off, and then I ran, and then nobody can corroborate the story. I mean, everybody that said that they were there, they're talking about, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what she's talking about, but it happened. It happened. Now we're going to ruin this man's life. Then the other lady out of nowhere. I'm at a college party kicking it. Brett comes up, all of a sudden just feels like, hey, I can pull my penis out in front of you and expose it to you and then make you touch it. And I guess nobody was there to see this. Where are the witnesses? And where did you find this lady, and what did you offer her? That's what it comes down to. What did you offer her? But the darn Republicans are so dumb, they didn't see it. All the Democrats were doing, they said we can drag one lady out, but that ain't going to be enough to put the dagger. So what we got to do is drag it out so we can keep looking around for somebody who would be willing to come out with some other cockamamie story at the last second and say, I was hurt. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, I ain't never seen a penis before, even though I'm already in college and everything. But I ain't never seen a penis before. And then, even though he didn't grab my hand and make me do it, but I felt I had to touch it. I felt obligated because he just pulled it out in front of me. But nobody's saying that they saw it. This is an atrocity. This is an embarrassment to our country. This is I don't even know if the Democrats can become more embarrassed at they have no embarrassment. That's the problem with them. They don't care how they're perceived. They don't care how they look. They don't care who they destroy. They don't care about integrity. They don't care about nothing. They will lie at the drop of a hat. I mean, just lie. All of them. Coordinated lies. Yes, corroborated. They all, yeah, she's credible. Turn the channel. Credible. We should believe her. You know, all of the things that they're saying, they know this is garbage. They know they had people going around. I don't care what you got to do. Find somebody who will say something. I don't care what it is. Make it up. Offer them something. Pay them off. You know, whatever we got to do. We need to stop this. And the Republicans don't see it. And if they let this happen, this will go on every single time. Every single time. The Me Too movement is perhaps one of the worst things that could have happened because the Democrats master in weaponizing real sorrows. But once they weaponize it, they dilute it. It's not even that serious anymore because everybody now all of a sudden is used as a piece to manipulate the system, and it does a discredit to all the people who really suffer. And it's a shame. They should be disgusted. And this person who came out, I hope they all get exposed for just saying, I wonder who they talk to. I hope they all get exposed somehow of fraternizing or colluding or whatever it is, because you cannot tell me that they just out of nowhere decided, oh, after all the hearing, we didn't come out before the hearing was taking place. We could have did that. We could have, when Spartacus was out there fussing, and you had, the one lady having, I think the one from California out there trying to put him on trial. You know, and did you speak to anybody about the Mueller investigation? Yeah, Kamala Harris, all of them. They could have came out during that time. They could have came out once President Trump nominated them, but they didn't. And you got to ask yourself, if you're a smart thinking person, why didn't they? The Democrats are so dirty. You know what? I would just go ahead and say, you know what we're going to do? Forget all of this. We're not going to give them no more time to prolong or go and muster up some more people. We're taking the vote on Monday, period. And then you know what else I would do? If the Republicans were too scared, you know, because see, they could do that with men. Yeah, because you can't say anything as a man, you know. Oh, yeah, somebody did something 18, 20, 30 years ago. You can't say anything. Just shut your mouth and take it. We're going to ruin your life. I would have went ahead. I would say, okay, you know what? We can't get Brett through. Let's go ahead and go with the female judge. Let's put her in, and then we're going to run this through in about 3 days. That's what we're going to do. And then let's see them say, well, she sexually harassed somebody too? Yeah, I wonder what they say then. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, she's against abortion, you know, something stupid like that. But they can't go with the sexual harassment play like they always do. They did it to Roy Moore. They did it to Clarence Thomas. They did it to President Trump. They're doing it to Brett Kavanaugh. It is constant bombardment with this garbage. And how long are the Republicans going to let it go? Are they going to be enablers or not? This one burned me up. I'm sorry, y'all. But I just saw this crap, and I said I got to make a video about it before I lose my mind. Check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. I appreciate them. I'm sorry, usually I'm a little more animated and fun, but it's just, this is just garbage. But check them out. The link is in the bottom. They gave me some new shirts. I will be wearing them in the next couple of days. Also, find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Check me out on Wednesday nights at 7:30 on my live radio blog talk show. We're going to be talking about this garbage. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. All right. Thanks a lot. See you next time in Kevin's Corner. Sorry, Republicans, man. Boy.